BTS News Today. That afternoon, Seoul looked just like any other day, until a photo uploaded by an anonymous netizen changed everything. In the middle of an autumn-covered sidewalk, a man in a black hoodie and mask was seen walking casually. Nothing unusual, except for one thing. Beside him walked a girl in a beige hat and a small shoulder bag, her head slightly lowered as if trying to avoid attention. But a sharp-eyed fan's camera caught the moment clearly. The man was none other than Jungkook of BTS. Within less than an hour after the photo appeared on Platform X, the hashtag Jungkook Trotour Girl, Jungkook Sidewalk Girl, skyrocketed to the top of worldwide trends. Who is she? Is she a HYB staff member? Or someone more than that? Comments flooded timelines everywhere. The photo that started as just one image soon spread in multiple angles, as if every digital eye had joined the hunt for clues. What made it even more sensational wasn't just Jungkook's appearance in public, but his expression. He looked calm, even slightly leaning down when the girl spoke, listening intently, as if the world around him didn't exist. Some fans who claimed to be there said Jungkook seemed to smile softly, something rare for him in the middle of a public crowd. Shortly after, another witness added that the moment happened around the Hanamdong area, known for its exclusive cafes and high-end designer boutiques. Jungkook was reportedly seen leaving a famous perfume store before heading toward the Han River. And intriguingly, the girl briefly touched Jungkook's arm. A fleeting second captured in a 3-second TikTok clip that's now been viewed millions of times. Speculations erupted instantly. Some armies believed the girl might be his stylist or a translator, accompanying Jungkook for an international brand engagement. Others, however, sensed a different aura between them. The way they walked side by side, it didn't look like artist and staff. It was gentler, more personal, wrote a major fanbase account. HYB has yet to release an official statement. Meanwhile, fans are busy decoding the girl's identity. From her hairstyle and build to the tiny bracelet on her wrist that looked oddly familiar to longtime followers. Some believe she could be an old friend of Jungkook's, while others suspect a new trainee under HYB's label. But perhaps the most interesting detail is the timing. Just a day before, Jungkook appeared on Weverse Live saying, "I feel like I need some fresh air. I just want to walk with no direction." That sentence now feels like a clue. Maybe she's just a friend keeping him company. One army posted, trying to calm the fandom's growing curiosity. Still, HYB's silence only made the rumors wilder. Korean media began publishing tempting headlines like, "Jungkook's mysterious companion? A date or a business meeting?" But the latest photo released tonight confused fans even more. In one shot taken from afar, Jungkook was seen looking at the girl as they crossed the street, and a small, unmistakable smile curved on his face beneath the shadow of his cap. Witnesses in the area claim Jungkook appeared relaxed, dressed in loose denim pants and a black jacket, with no visible bodyguards. The girl walked half a step behind, seemingly keeping a cautious distance. Yet in one fleeting moment as the wind blew, the girl held her hair down, and Jungkook instinctively reached out to brush a few strands away from her face. A scene so simple, yet enough to make onlookers hold their breath. Some fans began analyzing every detail. They compared her posture to various public figures who were once linked to Jungkook, while others insisted she must be part of a secret project. But the fact that Jungkook chose to walk publicly, unguarded in broad daylight made many believe this wasn't an accident at all. Even more surprising, in one zoomed-in frame from the fan video, a small camera could be seen in Jungkook's hand. Could this be part of a new documentary project? HYB is known to be preparing a special, a day-off series showcasing the members' personal lives. If that's true, the mysterious girl could easily be part of the crew or a production director. Still, armies noticed another strange coincidence. The leather bracelet she wore looked exactly like one Jungkook had been spotted wearing last year. Coincidence? Or hidden message? The debate continues. As of tonight, BTS's official account has remained quiet, but fans around the world are flooding social media, some asking for privacy, others unable to hide their growing curiosity. "Whoever she is, I just hope Jungkook is happy," one fan commented, earning thousands of likes. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: that simple sidewalk photo has shaken the internet. A pair of footsteps that looked ordinary at first has now become a mystery captivating millions. And like most things involving Jungkook, it all began with something small. then unfolded into something no one expected. Maybe HYBE will speak tomorrow. Maybe the girl's identity will finally be revealed. But for now, the world can only wonder behind Jungkook's calm steps along that Seoul sidewalk. Is there a secret only he knows? As night fell over Seoul, the city lights shimmered against the river. And yet the buzz around Jungkook's mysterious companion showed no signs of slowing down. Fans all over the world stayed awake, scrolling endlessly through every update, every pixel, every theory. By midnight, over 5 million tweets had used the hashtag #WhoIsShe, and major news outlets began to pick up the story. What was once just a fleeting moment on the sidewalk had evolved into a full-blown global phenomenon. A popular Korean entertainment journalist, known for his accurate reports on BTS, broke his silence late that night. "The woman seen with Jungkook is not an artist, nor a public figure," he wrote in a now-viral post. "She's someone from outside the entertainment industry." The revelation only deepened the mystery. If she wasn't part of HYBE or the music world, then who was she? And how could she have been seen walking comfortably next to one of the most recognizable faces on Earth? Some fans started connecting dots from Jungkook's past interviews. In one Weverse Q&A from months ago, he mentioned, "There's someone who helps me clear my thoughts when everything feels loud." Could this be the same person? The comment sections lit up with emotional reactions, some filled with curiosity, others with quiet acceptance. "He's human too," one fan wrote softly. "If this person makes him smile like that, then maybe she's exactly what he needs." By dawn, new footage surfaced, grainy but unmistakable. Jungkook and the same girl were spotted entering a small cafe by the Han River, just moments after the first photos were taken. Inside, they seemed relaxed, laughing softly while sitting near the window. A fan from across the street recorded a glimpse of Jungkook holding what looked like a small notebook. He appeared to be showing her something, pointing at the pages while she nodded and smiled. Could it be lyrics? A personal journal? Or plans for something bigger? That single clip sent ARMY into a frenzy once again. Many believe Jungkook might be working on a new project that involves someone outside the music industry, perhaps a designer, a writer, or even a filmmaker. Others, however, couldn't ignore the tender expressions exchanged between them. "That wasn't just work," one fan wrote. "There's warmth there, something gentle, something real." HYBE finally responded the following afternoon, but their brief statement only raised more questions. Jungkook's outing was a private schedule unrelated to official activities. "We ask for fans to refrain from speculative interpretations." Short, careful, and precise, the kind of message that usually signals more than it says. To many, the word private became the center of attention. Did it imply a date, a meeting, or simply a personal day away from the spotlight? As the news spread globally, even Western media picked it up. Outlets like Rolling Stone Asia and Billboard Korea ran stories with cautious headlines like, "BTS's Jungkook spotted with mystery woman, fans demand answers." Meanwhile, fan accounts on TikTok began analyzing the body language of the pair frame by frame. The way Jungkook's shoulder tilted toward her, the way she matched his pace perfectly, even how they both wore similar sneakers. But amid all the speculation, some fans took a step back, reminding everyone of Jungkook's long journey. After years of being under constant public scrutiny, perhaps he was finally allowing himself a moment of ordinary peace. "For once, let him be happy," wrote an ARMY from Brazil. "He spent half his life making us smile. Maybe it's time someone else makes him smile too." Later that evening, Jungkook was seen leaving his apartment in a casual hoodie again, this time alone. Paparazzi cameras caught him getting into a van, earphones in, gaze steady. Reporters called out his name, but he didn't answer. Instead, he gave a small nod and closed the door quietly. No guards, no statement, no explanation, just silence. Hours after that, Jungkook posted a cryptic message on Weverse. "Sometimes walking alone teaches you what you really want. But sometimes, walking with someone reminds you what you've been missing." The post had no photo attached, no emojis, just words, simple, honest, and filled with the kind of emotional weight that made fans freeze in their tracks. The comments section exploded within minutes, overflowing with love, confusion, and tears. "We're with you no matter who you walk with," one fan wrote. Another simply said, "Whoever she is, thank you for making him smile again." And somewhere in the distance, Seoul continued its quiet rhythm. Cars moving, lights glowing, lives unfolding. Yet to millions of people across the world, one small walk down a city sidewalk had turned into something unforgettable. Maybe the truth will surface in time, or maybe it will stay hidden like so many untold stories behind the stage lights. But one thing is certain: Jungkook, the golden magne who once carried the world's expectations on his shoulders, is still searching for something real, something simple, something that makes him feel human again. And on that autumn day in Seoul, perhaps he found a glimpse of it, walking beside him step by step on that quiet sidewalk that now the whole world can't stop talking about.